Shalom to the house of Israel. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, as mentioned in James 1:1. Shalom to the Gentiles that love our God and want to sojourn with us and strive to keep the Most High's laws with the Israelites as we strive to keep the Most High's laws. For you unlearned Israelites, some great examples of Gentiles is going to be able to or allowed to sojourn with us. A great example of good Gentile energy is Uriah, Akor, Ruth, Rahab. So that's 4. So you find some more. Okay, or say they ain't Gentiles or something crazy. Cornelius too, but Job. Okay. Let's move along. Okay. I'm gonna read Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. One of my videos got took down where I talked about this, but the reason why I'm reading this is for verse 18. For verse I'm sorry. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19. The reason I'm reading this is really for verse 18, but I want to give it some more context. It got took down. I put something up about it, kind of said 5G, and is the harmony a weapon? Can sounds be a weapon? But I'm gonna start at verse Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, verse 1. This says, as for the ungodly, wrath came upon them without mercy unto the end, for he knew before what they would do, how that having given them leave to depart and sent them hastily away, they would repent and pursue them. This is the Israelites telling us to go ahead and kick rocks and then chasing after us. It says, for whilst they were yet mourning and making lamentation at the graves of the dead, they added another foolish device and pursued them as fugitives whom they had entreated to be gone. For the destiny whereof they were worthy drew them unto this end and made them forget the things that had already happened, that they might fulfill the punishment which was wanting to their torments. Let me read that again, man. For the destiny whereof they were worthy drew them unto this end and made them forget the things that had already happened, that they might fulfill the punishment which was wanting to their torment. So the firstborn of every family was gone. They was putting them, taking care of that. And then they said, let's go get them Israelites. They forgot the damage that had just been done. It says, verse 5, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, verse 5. And that thy people might pass a wonderful way, but they might find a strange death. For the whole creature in his proper kind was fashioned again anew, serving the peculiar commandments that were given unto them, that thy children might be kept without hurt. That's that situation the Most High sent on in there that night when they put the stuff over the blood, over the doorpost. That's that thing that came through there and took care of business. It was told, Israelites cool. Everybody else firstborn, take them up top. For the whole creature in his proper kind was fashioned again anew, serving the peculiar commandments that were given unto them, that thy children might be kept without hurt, as namely a cloud shadowing the camp, and where water stood before dry land appeared, and out of the Red Sea a way without impediment, and out of the violent stream a green field, wherethrough all the people went that were defended with thy hand, seeing thy marvelous strange wonders. For they went at large like horses and leaped like lambs, praising thee, O Lord, who has delivered them. The Most High was looking like, look, they happy, boy. They thought they was through. That's what the Most High said about us. Y'all thought y'all was through. I got you, though. All praise to the Most High. And give me a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? It says, for they went at large like horses and leaped like lambs, praising thee, O Lord, who has delivered them. For they were yet mindful of the things that were done while they sojourned in the strange land, how the ground brought forth flies instead of cattle, and how the river cast up a multitude of frogs instead of fishes. The Most High showed the Israelites and the Egyptians that this earth is a virtual reality. The Most High showed that. He could do whatever. This like a video game to him. He can do whatever that he created. It says, verse 11, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, verse 11. But afterwards they saw a new generation of fowls. When being led with their appetite, they asked delicate meats. For quails came up unto them from the sea for their contentment. And punishments came upon the sinners, not without former signs by the force of thunders, for they suffered justly according to their own wickedness, insomuch as they used a more hard and hateful behavior towards strangers. This is going into Sodom and Gomorrah. They weren't cordial to passers-by, strangers. There's other writings about this. Sodom's problem was how they treated travelers. That was one of their problems. For the Sodomites did not receive those whom they knew not when they came, but these brought friends into bondage that had well deserved of them. And not only so, but peradventure some respect shall be had of those because they use strangers not friendly. But these very grievously afflicted them whom they had received with feastings, and were already made partakers of the same laws with them. So the Sodomites had some laws. They had some laws, some instructions from Noah. They was Hamites. They had some instructions. Noah taught his children. It says, therefore, even with the blindness were these stricken as those were at the doors of the righteous man, when being compassed about with horrible great darkness, everyone sought the passage of his own doors. For the elements were changed in themselves by a kind of harmony. Like as in a psaltery, notes change the name of the tune, and yet are always sounds. Ponder on that. Which may well be perceived by the sight of the things that have been done. Remember, the focus of this video is this verse, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, verse 18, and it's going to be up here. For the elements were changed in themselves by a kind of harmony, like as in a psaltery. Notes change the name of the tune, and yet are always sounds. They still sounds, but they got an effect, which may well be perceived by the sight of the things that have been done. For earthly things were turned into watery, and the things that before swam in the water now went upon the ground. The fire had power in the water, forgetting his own virtue, and the water forgot his own quenching nature. On the other side, the flames wasted not the flesh of the corruptible living things, though they walked therein, neither melted they the icy kind of heavenly meat that was of nature apt to melt. For in all things, O Lord, thou didst magnify thy people and glorify them, neither didst thou lightly regard them, but didst assist them in every time and place. The Most High did wonders in Egypt and other places to show his people his power. The Israelites are the descendants of the people that the Most High showed his power to. Everybody didn't see flies come up from the ground. Everybody didn't see the Red Sea split. Everybody did not witness the plagues. Everybody didn't see Goshen with light and the rest of Egypt in darkness. Sound Wisdom of Solomon 19.